My name is Scott Woodard, and I'll be talking to you all today about integrating life skill education in elementary school students, the benefits of 4-H youth development after school STEM clubs. In a world that is becoming increasingly technologically driven, according to the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, the value of the national assets of a country's citizens will be determined in no small measure by the effectiveness of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM education in the United States. The call to action for the increased emphasis on STEM education in America was brought on by the growing concern that America's schools were not preparing a sufficient number of students in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. Student proficiency in science and mathematics compared to other countries is inconsistent with the United States' present role as a world leader. For example, in 2009, among the 33 countries of similar educational structure participating in the Program for International Student Assessment, American students ranked 18th in math literacy and 13th in science literacy. Increasing STEM education in the United States will be the deciding factor in whether this country will remain as a global leader in an increasingly STEM world. According to the Partnership for 21st Century Skills, in order to have every student ready for the 21st century, education needs to adapt to include a careful focus on 21st century student outcomes. These outcomes are based on a combination of specific skills, content knowledge, expertise, and literacies. So what they were trying to say is you will have this very important STEM subject knowledge, and you have this real-world application of that knowledge to solve real-world problems and issues, but you have something in between that is missing. And you may ask yourself, what is missing? What is missing is what professionals, youth development organizations, and business call life skills. Before I move on, I want to discuss a little bit about 4-H. 4-H is the Youth Development Education Program of Cooperative Extension, an organization based out of every land-grant university in the country. It is the second largest youth development organization in the country behind public education, and its primary focus is to teach youth participating in its clubs and programs about life skills. So the primary goal of 4-H is life skill education in youth. 4-H presents youth with multiple opportunities to participate in rich learning experiences where they partner with caring adults and volunteers along with their community. The 4-H mission is to assist youth and adults working with those youth to gain additional knowledge, life skills, and attitudes that will further their development as self-directing, contributing, and productive members of society. So what is the nature of the purposeful integration that will occur with this? It will take a detailed collaboration between public schools and 4-H, more so than right now. There's a difference between in-school and after-school 4-H clubs. After-school 4-H clubs can take place immediately after school hours on school grounds, or can take place in a community building or area in the county, in the municipality at night, once or twice every month. Time is a problem in today's classroom environment. Due to No Child Left Behind and teaching to the test and all these standardized tests, teachers feel very stressed to get everything they need into one day's classroom work for these students to be able to pass the test. They feel like there's not enough time to implement an in-school club, for example. There's also what everyone calls the latchkey child. After school is the time where kids are most at risk to fall into bad behaviors due to the fact that they leave school, and a lot of them, millions of them, go home to a very unstructured environment due to the fact their parents are still working. So until we can get 4-H clubs in the actual classroom during school hours, after school 4-H clubs would be the way. After school 4-H clubs follow a particular model. They follow parliamentary procedure, and they have youth officer positions that are elected. Parliamentary procedure allows every kid in that club, no matter the position, no matter if they've been in it for 8 months or they just started, the same exact vote, say, and everything involved, so they feel that they have the exact same role as everyone else in the club. They also have club subcommittees for fundraising, educational programming, recreation, and it is actually encouraged that every youth in the club participates in a subcommittee. 4-H clubs also emphasize life skill education. That is the most important thing with 4-H clubs. 4-H clubs are also provided assistance through cooperative extension, which I will discuss a little bit later, and they also provide a great opportunity for these youth to outreach to their community. So what academic level will the purposeful integration be focused on? According to the National Institute On out of school time, older students, high school age, do not participate in after school activities as much as younger students, elementary school and middle school. There are multiple factors why. It is more difficult to attract high school students to programs. High schoolers are less likely to want to stay in the school building after school. These students also typically have busier schedules, for example, family life, sibling, or home responsibilities. A lot of them are less likely to attend a program several days a week, and a lot of them often need to work after school to earn money to contribute to family income. So initially, the integration of after-school 4-H STEM clubs will occur at the elementary school level instead of just the middle school level. There's many important reasons why. One, research has shown that more participation in after-school programs such as 4-H is stronger with this age group. Teachers in elementary schools are least prepared to teach physical science and other important STEM subjects. And according to Alvin Sanoff's article in 2001, Building Tomorrow's Workforce, recent developments have shown that many students in this age group are lost to science and technical careers by grade 4 or 5. So what is the underpinning research or evidence, to base this type of integration? There's been multiple research shown and evidence, brought forth about after-school programs and their importance. This is just a few. Richard Rothstein, a policy analyst, in his book Class in Schools, states that after-school programs can be used to balance the inequity that exists between poor and middle-class students, not just in terms of academic achievement, but also in the enhancement of critical, personal, or life skills. Studies have shown that after-school programs produce higher academic achievement, allow students to recover from low academic performances, produce a stronger self-image in youth, builds positive social development in youth, reduces in-risk behavior in youth, and produces better school behavior and attendance in youth. The Public Agenda Survey in 2004 found some interesting results. 85% of youth or young people in organized after-school activities say they are better off than those who aren't. 91% state that if they belong to a club or team made them feel good. 86% claim that they learn a lot in their after-school activities, and 77% agree that a lot of kids get into trouble when they are bored and have nothing to do. The After School Alliance poll of registered voters in 2003 states that 90% of surveyed voters are concerned that children are unsupervised after school with too much unstructured time, and 90% agree that children need some type of organized activity or place for children to go after school, and they want to see all levels of government commit more to after-school programs. There's been some countering studies warning about the structure of after-school programs. The Forum for Youth Investment report on after-school programs states that there needs to be a focus on quality, not quantity, and that each after-school program needs to be very detailed structurally and provide a plan of action at the beginning of each year. The advantage of collaborating with 4-H Youth Development and 4-H clubs with this is every 4-H club is extremely detailed, extremely structured. The volunteers that lead the club get trained by the cooperative extension agent in that county to do so, and they are also very adaptable to provide a lot of different resources for those adult leaders. So what the research shows, 4-H after-school programming. 2012, the 4-H Study of Positive Youth Development, Tufts University's Wave 8 report, has stated had shown multiple different results when it comes to 4-H youth development. One is young people in 4-H report better grades, higher levels of academic competence, and an elevated level of engagement at school. 4-Hers are nearly 2 times more likely to plan to go to college, and 4-H youth are 3.4 times more likely to actively contribute to their communities when compared with youth who do not participate in 4-H. So, can 4-H programming impact STEM participation in youth? Through our 4-H STEM initiative, we have found, and this study has found, that 4-Hers are more likely to pursue future courses or a career in science, engineering, or computer technology, and girls in 4-H are more than twice as likely to participate in science, engineering, or computer technology programs than their peers. So again, 4-H and their STEM initiative have shown that a lot of the issues moving forward with STEM education, for example, the middle class and lower socioeconomic class, trying to get them evened out with students that have a lot more resources, participation in girls in STEM careers, etc. 4-H has shown that it can drastically improve those statistics. 4-H STEM impacts on life skill development and participating youth. In 2010, in conjunction with the Noyce Foundation and the Policy Studies Association, the National 4-H Council evaluated its 4-H STEM initiative using the 4-H Science Youth Engagement Attitudes and Knowledge Survey. The objectives of this 4-H STEM initiative are to increase the number of youth pursuing post-secondary education in STEM fields, increase youth interest in STEM subject matter, and to increase the number of youth pursuing STEM careers. This survey has showed remarkable results, not just in the objectives, but also the life skill development and youth participating in 4-H STEM. Out of the 1,060 who were surveyed, more than 80% of respondents intended to finish college or continue education after college. 50% of respondents wanted to pursue a science career. 71% said that science was one of their favorite subjects. 68% said that they do science-related activities that were not related to schoolwork. And 59% stated that they would like to have a career related to science once graduated. Again, these were all objectives of 4-H STEM, but when it comes to life skill development, 4-H STEM has had a drastic or a very great impact. More than 75% of youth helped organize or participated in a community service project related to science. More than half taught others about science. More than 70% of youth reported that due to participation in STEM activities, they were more capable than before of researching, analyzing, and recording data accurately, communicating their findings to their peers through a presentation, and using their findings to solve a problem. This study, although specific to 4-H youth participants, again shows that STEM education activities and subjects are excellent vehicles to also teach life skill education. So there's also the 4-H specialty camp out of this world science camp at Jamestown. They've had some interesting results. Over 90% of youth attending stated that they saw a huge increase in their ability in the important life skills of leadership, learning to learn, teamwork and collaboration, observation, and creativity. All of these life skills are seen as extremely important 21st century skills and STEM skills. So why use the 4-H club model as a vehicle? Mark Sanders, in his article STEM Education, and STEM Mania, states that there are 4 identified sets of cognitive themes that stand out with integrative STEM education. These themes are: learning is a constructive process, not a repetitive one. Motivation and beliefs are integral to cognition. Social interaction is fundamental to cognitive development. And knowledge, strategies, and expertise are contextual. Sanders goes on to state that when integrative STEM education is used with groups of learners, it provides a remarkably robust environment for the social interaction so critical to the learning process. This is a perfect example of what 4-H clubs do. These kids learn individually, but they also learn with everyone else in the club. And from what Mark Sanders said, this would be a perfect relationship between the two. 4-H clubs are also very flexible in the fact that the kids and the adults can vote, and really they're not going to be strained on learning one particular thing as in the classroom and trying to teach the test and learn this specific thing for a test. After school 4-H clubs will allow the student and the adult volunteer slash teacher to really go out of their comfort box and creatively use creativity and innovation and learn a lot of really cool things. So how will buy-in be created from a local, state, and national level? This is where it actually is very easy. 4-H is funded at the local, the state, and the national level. At the local level, 4-H presentations and competitions are done in every county. In my county, I invite all of the county administrators and supervisors to come take watch these presentations and competitions. At the local level, emphasizing the 4-H agent role will help the teachers really get on board and understand that they would not have to do it themselves. And also at the local level, 4-H clubs are really good at civic engagement, which they would really be able to outreach with the community. At the state level, cooperative extension 4-H, there's a collaboration with land-grant universities that goes along with their research, their activities, their curriculum that they create. And so at the state level, there's already that buy-in that's been created. 4-H participation in the state government is another thing. They actually have a 4-H day at the Capitol where 4-Hers go and actually talk to your senators and representatives. At the national level, there is a detailed partnership between Department of Education and 4-H youth development already. So that would be very easy to continue that relationship. So in conclusion, the importance of life skill education for today is extremely important for them to become 21st, for them to participate in 21st century careers and 21st century life. I hope you have been entertained by this and have learned a lot. Thank you guys very much.